Hi everyone, we're going to find the horizontal asymptotes for these two exponential functions. This one's exponential growth. This one's exponential decay, basically because of the 1/4 means it's decay. Remember E equals 2.718. So the first thing we're going to do is if you try to graph these, it's really hard. You have to do a lot of work on the calculator to get a good graph on that. So what I want to do is we're going to look at the first one. Let me copy it down again. F of x equals, and we're looking for horizontal asymptotes, right? So we have 3e to the 6x minus 2. Now, what I did, I went ahead and just graphed y equals e to the x. And basically, if you don't know how to graph that, what you would do is plug in a couple points. I plugged in x and y, and I plugged in -1, 0, and 1. 0 goes to 1, because anything to the 0 power, right there it would equals 1. -1 is going to be 1 over 2.718, which is 0.37. And 1 is just going to be 2.718. And if you notice, this is never going to cross your horizontal asymptote here. There's nothing you can put into x to make it go below on the y, so make it negative. So for this one, our horizontal asymptote is y equals 0. Now, I'm not going to look at the 3, I'm not going to look at the 6, it doesn't matter. What's happening with this one, this is being shifted down by 2 units. That's a vertical shift down. So this whole thing is getting shifted down, and my horizontal asymptote is y equals 0 here, and I don't really care about the 3 and the 6. That means my horizontal asymptote is also getting shifted down by 2. So my horizontal asymptote in this case is going to be y equals -2. And as far as the 3 and the 6, that just kind of makes it more narrow. But the horizontal asymptote is just going to be y equals -2. If it was 3 times e to the 6x and the -2 was up here, that would be a horizontal shift. And that would not affect, if you're going left and right, that would not affect your horizontal asymptote, because that's just going left and right. The domain of exponential functions is all real numbers, and we do have horizontal asymptotes. Okay, so the next one, I went ahead, and that one was, this graph was, the equation was f of x equals 7 times 1/4 to the 5x plus 1. You can see what I did is I just graphed this one. I just did 3 values. X, Y did -1, 0, and 1. Plug in -1, 1/4 to the -1 equals 4. So there was that point. Anything, so that was 4. Anything to the 0 power is 1. And then if it was 1, it goes to 1/4. I probably didn't do that part very well. So basically, that 1 goes to 1/4. It should have been down a little further there. Nevertheless, what happens is my horizontal asymptote is y equals 0. And again, I'm not going to look at the 7. I'm not going to look at the 5. All I'm going to look at this plus 1. The 1 is goes with the y here, because basically the 1 is not up here, in other words. That would be a horizontal shift. If you want, you could write this as y minus 1 equals 7 to the 1/4. Times 1/4 to the 5x. that's your horizontal shift up by 1. They just moved the 1 on the other side. So basically, when you shift this up by 1, and this is y equals 0, then you're shifting everything up by 1. And let's do purple, I guess. So I'm shifting this up by 1, I'm shifting this up by 1, and I'm shifting this point up by 1. So it gets shifted up by 1. That means my horizontal asymptote is also being shifted up by 1. So in this case, my horizontal asymptote for this problem is y equals 1. It's a line. Okay? That's all. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.